All right, hi guys. Hopefully you got your plastic off your rim, right? So I just did that with this one, pulled that plastic off the rim, and now I have a nice edge to add my next coils. I'm also noticing that it's a little bit firmer, which feels good, right? I can pick it up without the rim being floppy. And at this point, it's a really good time to think about the bottom, right? So we very often will have kind of messy edges when we start, just because it's at the bottom and we don't really think about it. But I like to clean that up earlier than later, right? Once it's 2.5 feet tall and you're trying to clean it up, it's a little bit trickier. So I'm just gonna go around just with my thumb and kind of round out that edge so that I don't have any burrs or boogers, right, for lack of a better term. I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit. There we go. I'm not tear that a little bit. Looks a little funny. But it's a great time to do it now. You can do it later, you know, when you get it closer to fully built. Then you have to lay it down on foam and usually get the Surform tool out because the clay is a little too firm to just do it with a finger or a rib. But smooth that bottom so I don't chew up a pedestal with it. There we go. And then why not write our name? Right, so I'm gonna do a little signature on there. Boom, now I'm ready to get going with more coils. So before I do, I am going to go around too and firm up my rim, right? I put the plastic around it, it stayed nice and damp, it's very flexible. But so now just, because when I look at my angle, right, so here's my template again. And look at that angle, looks good. I like it. Yep, I'm right on. I look at this edge where my next coil is going to be added, right? And it's going to go this way, kind of up at that nice 45-degree angle again. So rather than just go with whatever rim I've been left with, I'm gonna keep that 45-degree angle in mind, right? And just go around and compress that edge a little bit. This will give me the opportunity to lay in that coil with a really nicely scored and slipped edge as I go up. So I'm not pushing real hard, but as you can see, as it comes around, it's making a nice surface for that next coil to join. There, that looks pretty good. Hope it's nice where you guys are. It's absolutely beautiful here today. It's about 60, 65, 66 degrees, bright, sunshiny, not a cloud in the sky. Beats the heck out of Florida, right? All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm talking about the weather. It's embarrassing. Serrated rib. Go around and score. Remember to score deep. This time I'm using the serrated rib. It was kind of funny yesterday. All right. So, two things that I want you to really take away from these demos or today or this building that the building that you're doing. Please do not rush, right? If you try to do too much in one day, you will get collapsing, you'll get weakness, and it's hard to fix. It's much easier to do it right the first time. So, you know, 6-8 inches is a good max for a day. As far as I know, nobody's going over 30 inches because that's the requirement. So, you know, if you do 6-8 inches a day, you can get it built in 3 days, which isn't too hard, 3-4 days. You can then do your refining and work on your surface, put on any handles or attachments that you have. But if you rush it and try to get it all built in a day, the clay's gonna be too soft. And even if you do some setting with heat, you know, clay, as much as it's pretty forgiving, doesn't like making a lot of curves and changes with the damp clay. So just take it easy, get them done, and try to stay on track. That's the other thing too, when you build too fast and if you're not checking back to your template every once in a while, it's really easy to get off. And if you get too far off, it's hard to fix. If you can stay within some decent boundaries, you'll be fine. I know boundaries. Have to have boundaries. Okay, here we go. Brush, slip. Got some better slip today because it's soaked. There we go. And as much as you've got the template and we want to stay close to it, know that it's going to be next to impossible to be exact. So don't beat yourself up if it gets off a little bit, but try to stay within, you know, a half inch of your form. So now, even though I'm going out, right, I kind of set my coil so that I can just go directly on it. So I'm not having to change my hand position or my approach to this like I was when I was first going out, because now all the coils are going this direction, and I compressed this coil to accommodate it. So I'm not having to put the coil like on the outside edge, right? Because I compressed the edge to the right direction. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense visually if my words weren't quite right. All right. Have my angle there, then I'm going up. Got my slip squish happening. That looks good. Right? And I'm not going to check on this one. I'm going to go up one more coil and then I'll check with my template. And I'm keeping with this kind of almost finger width for my coils. That's a real nice size. It won't be a super heavy piece, but it won't be a flimsy piece. And remember, you need to start with thicker, and you can taper your coils up a little bit as you go, or make them a little thinner as you go. But you don't want to start with small coils, because then you don't have enough stability to build higher. So I'm starting at the ends, and move in and out. And because my table's a little short, I'm gonna flip this. Got a little fold. There we go. There, and there we go. Okay, scoring. Be mindful while you're building too about the height that you're working at. Right, when we start, you'll probably be lower on the tables, but as you as your piece gets taller, it might be hard to reach easily. So stack, feel free to stack your piece up on, or stack your banding wheel up on bricks. There's a lot of bricks outside by the raku kiln, between the raku kiln and the shed. There's a lot of bricks. Just bring in 2 or 4 bricks so that you can get some height up. That's a handy way of upping your, bringing your wheel up to a comfortable working height. And then as it gets taller, if it's hard to work on, we can even put them down on the potter's wheels. And if you want to do that, that is absolutely fine. Just be sure that you put a bat on if there's bat pins, and do not turn your wheel on, right? Make sure that is switched off, because there's nothing more tragic than accidentally stepping on that pedal and having your nice big hand-built piece go flying. I know, because I've done it. All right. So I'm getting some nice slip squish there. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, I've got good bonding going on, which I like to see. And again, if you're not as comfortable with that, you can certainly see here my hands are getting a little bit wet from the slip, so I'm not getting as good a bond. So I'm just gonna put my left hand behind and then go in with the potter's thumb and pull a little clay down. You've got to watch out for the tip of these things, because they can stab into the other side. I do have some baby potter's thumbs. I think there's only 2 left though. A lot of them disappeared last year, but I'll go to the wood shop and cut a few more down when I get back for you all, because it's nice to kind of have a short thumb so that you can just get in there and not have to be at an angle. But this works great. Again, I'm keeping my left hand at an angle so that it's accommodating the direction that I'm going. There we go. Cut that down. All right, now I'm going to measure with my template, see how I'm doing. Hey, not bad. Looks good, looks good. Okay, so here we can see that I'm not quite angling out as far as I need to. That's a super easy fix. Here I'm out a little too far. All right, I'm gonna adjust that after I smooth. So as I smooth, I'm going to use the potter's thumb first potter's thumb, then serrated rib. I won't do the whole thing because you guys don't need to sit and watch this. Plus they take forever to download on YouTube, so I'll just go that far. So I'm working the potter's thumb, not gently, I'm kicking it in pretty good. Then I've got my serrated rib, and I'm going to dig that clay from the low spots to the high spots. There we go. Use my silver rib, smooth that out. Oops, a little low on that. Again, be real careful with that silver rib. Don't want to cut your fingers. Oops. There I can see I still have a little coil showing, so I'm going to go over that again. If you find that you're leaving like stab marks in the clay when you're going with the rib, start past it, right? Start past where you want to drag it, and then drag up into it. If you back into it, it's real easy to stab. So instead, start further than you need to be away and drag into the pot. Then you won't get those stab marks. All right, there we go. Template it. Ooh, that's good. All right, bring that out a little bit. Right. And then as I'm ready to go up, I'm going to compress that rim again so that I've got a nice, so that I have a nice surface to add the next coils. And good stuff. All right, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'll see you very soon. Take care.